War ready. U.S. puts on display of force with dozens of fighter jets showcased in Elephant Walk as Biden gives Putin stark warning.
Dozens of U.S. fighter jets have been showcased in an Elephant Walk at an airbase in Japan as Washington displays its military might. It comes as Joe Biden branded Russian President Vladimir Putin a dictator, warning he has no idea what's coming amid Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. The show of force comes after Ukrainian authorities reported that more than 2,000 civilians have been killed in the first 7 days of the war. Russian troops have completely surrounded the cities of Kherson and Mariupol in southern Ukraine, while the country's second city of Kharkiv has continued to come under intense shelling. The eastern city, which is just 25 miles from the Russian border, has already seen some of the bloodiest fighting of war as Moscow renewed its offensive last night with a barrage of strikes. Meanwhile, Putin's troops continue to close in on the capital Kyiv, even as Vladimir Putin's hopes of a quick takeover of the country have been dashed. Kyiv's mayor, former world heavyweight boxing champion Vitaly Klitschko, said Russia is gathering forces closer and closer to the city after a 40-mile-long convoy of military vehicles was held up some 20 miles northwest of the capital on Wednesday. In a statement, Ukraine's emergency service said more than 2,000 Ukrainians have been killed during the Russian invasion, which began last Wednesday, although independent confirmation of these figures is so far impossible. Children, women, and defense forces are losing their lives every hour, it said. The country's ombudswoman says 21 children have been killed and 55 injured since the start of the invasion, Reuters reports. Horrifying pictures show the charred bodies of Ukrainian civilians killed in a Russian airstrike in Kyiv. The strike hit Kyiv's main TV tower, as well as a Holocaust memorial for Babin Yar, where more than 30,000 Jews were killed in the space of 2 days in 1941. Russia claims today it has seized the city of Kherson overnight, after taking the railway station and port. Picture from today's U.S. demonstration show 24 F-15C divided by D Eagles, assigned to the 44th and 67th Fighter Squadrons, taxiing during a wing readiness exercise at Kadena Air Base in Japan. An HH-60 Pavehawk chopper can be seen in front of the impressive fleet of jets. The formation also featured a KC-135 Stratotanker aircraft and an E-3 Sentry aerial command and control plane. The routine is known as an elephant walk, and the term dates back to World War II. The planes taxi down the runway in single file, and it's thought they look like elephants heading toward the watering hole. Large fleets of Allied bombers conducted attacks and missions containing thousands of planes. The training drill is carried out at U.S. Air Force bases across the world, and it's designed to prepare squadrons for wartime operations. The phrase elephant walk was often used during the Vietnam War when describing the long lines of B-52 Stratofortress jets as they approached their targets. It comes as Biden issued a stark warning to Putin during Tuesday's State of the Union address. The commander-in-chief told lawmakers, "Throughout our history, we've learned this lesson. When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos. They keep moving. And the costs and threats to America and the world keep rising." He added, 6 days ago, Russia's Vladimir Putin sought to shake the very foundation of the free world, thinking he could make it bend to his menacing ways. But he badly miscalculated. Biden branded Putin's aggression totally unprovoked. Unprovoked aggression. The U.S. has followed Canada and the EU by banning Russian planes from its airspace as Western governments ramped up their sanctions on Moscow. Biden branded Russian oligarchs corrupt leaders who have bilked billions of dollars off this violent regime as he revealed the Justice Department is launching an investigative task force. He vowed, "We are coming for your ill-begotten gains." And the commander-in-chief declared that he and both Democratic and Republican lawmakers are joined with an unwavering resolve that freedom will always triumph over tyranny. During his 62-minute address, Biden blundered when he said Iranians when referring to the Ukrainian people. In the embarrassing slip-up, he said, Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people. When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos. Joe Biden. Journalists and political commentators took to Twitter following the gaffe. Did Biden say the Iranian people? Wrote Fox News host Laura Ingraham on Twitter. Joe Biden just said Putin will never weaken the will of the Iranian people. He meant the Ukrainian people. Good Lord, said political commentator Clay Travis. War continues to rage in Ukraine as Russia's invasion almost nears a week. A massive blast sent a fireball and mushroom cloud into the sky on Tuesday after a suspected vacuum bomb was reportedly deployed near Kharkiv, the county's second-largest city. Reports suggest the Russians' target was a weapons depot in the city. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said if Russia was using vacuum bombs against Ukrainian civilians, it would potentially be a war crime. Western officials fear Putin will turn to total war, and they worry his attacks will also include weapons, such as the BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launchers, as his assault on Kyiv appears to have stalled.